With alcohol-related crime on the rise, one of those who'll be dealing with the aftermath on a day-to-day basis is the Northern Territory's new Chief Magistrate. Hilary Hannam is currently a magistrate in New South Wales and has done a lot of work in the Youth Drug and Alcohol Court. She takes up a new role in the Territory on Monday week. I spoke to Hilary Hannam earlier. Hilary Hannam, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
You're currently living and working in New South Wales. What's drawn you to the Northern Territory?
Well, I think the Territory is a very exciting place to come to, and quite apart from sort of personal issues, because I think it would be a great place to live, professionally I think it represents a lot of opportunities and a lot of challenges at the magistrate court level, which is the court that I'll be leading.
What do you think will be the greatest challenges in this new role?
It's the first time that I'll have an opportunity to actually lead a court as opposed to just be a member of a court. Physically, the court is spread over a very wide territory. It serves the needs of wide-ranging communities. Offending relating to alcohol, I think, is at a level in the Territory that's probably greater than elsewhere, but having said that, it is a problem for Australia-wide, actually.
It's estimated alcohol-related crime takes up 41% of police time in the Northern Territory. Do you think dealing with the effects of alcohol abuse will be a major part of your role?
As far as whether it will take up a lot of my time, I think that, you know, in many ways we expect a lot, or too much really, from the judicial system. We can only do what we can, but a lot more has to be done, in my view, upstream first. I think that what has already been done in the Northern Territory and what I hope to further develop in the establishment of the Alcohol Court is a recognition of the problem that alcohol misuse is for our community, and it's the beginning of steps in the right direction. So I imagine, yes, it will in some ways occupy a large bit of my time because it does have such an impact on our community.
Former Prime Minister John Howard is your uncle. It was under his leadership that the intervention into Indigenous communities was launched in the Northern Territory. Has this inspired you to commit your efforts to the Northern Territory?
That's a very interesting question to have connected a whole lot of things there. Look, as far as the intervention is concerned, I really don't want to comment on my views on the intervention. That was a decision made by government and was made by another government. I'm inspired to come to the Northern Territory for a whole range of reasons, as I say, more connected to the sorts of opportunities that it will present for me personally. It's not, I don't make a particular connection with, and as I say, I'm not going to comment on issues relating to the intervention.
What experience have you had with remote Indigenous communities?
On a personal level, I have been to a number of remote communities in the Northern Territory. The country town that I lived in New South Wales did have a significant Indigenous population, and I also have been involved in Indigenous care circles, which is a specific program in New South Wales for care and protection matters to be handled in a different way in Indigenous communities with the input from Indigenous people.
You'll be actively involved in community courts in your new role. Is this a system that works?
I think that the significance of issues such as giving a voice to people in community in the judicial process, increasing the confidence then in the judicial process, and then respect for the law generally, is something that really can't be underestimated. And my experience in the care circles, which are very similar to the community courts, is that the input and the impact that it has on communities is hugely valuable when they feel that they're being listened to and participate in the process. So yes, I do think they work.
Do you believe that traditional law has a part to play in the justice system?
Well, I think traditional people and Aboriginal people are no exception, have always had methods of resolving conflicts, and they ought not be dismissed, and that context must always be considered. Having said that, the legal system, the judicial system, could never justifiably condone the actual infliction of violence, regardless of what definition it came under. I think the far more important thing is finding ways of incorporating traditional ways of solving problems into our very fine 800-year tradition of the common law.
Hilary Hannam, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.